everybody. I'm going to do my best to explain it to you, the insanity that I saw.
Retro Ghetto.
Hi everybody, welcome to this week's Ghetto Vlog, and if my eyes look like they've disappeared, it's very much the day after the night before. A couple of vlogs ago I showed you guys my best friend Big P, who no longer lives in the country. He's still here for another week or so, and last night we had a whole night and morning in the 3.0, which is everything that I make a room like this for, right? To socialise, to enjoy all it has to offer with your friends. We had such a great evening, stroke morning. But yeah, when I set my alarm, oof, let me tell you, it said something like 2 hours and 27 minutes. And at that point, my brain was like, what's the point? So I was checking my alarm every 20 minutes. I think I'm lucky if I've had an hour's sleep, but yeah, it was well worth it. We had such a great night. We thought it'd be a good idea to watch Above the Rim on VHS at, I don't know, like 1 in the morning or something. And I've got to show you guys this. So this arrived yesterday, it was like fate. This is the Honouring 50 Years of Hip Hop special edition of Hennessy. So this is the Nas edition. So Nas often speaks about Hennessy in his songs. Now, if I'm going to drink something, I'm going to drink Hennessy. If I listen to hip hop, I listen to Nas. When I saw that they were sort of doing a collaboration, I had to pick this up. Shout out to Mrs. Retro Ghetto for purchasing this for me. Hennessy, see what they did there? Awesome artwork on this box, and as you can see, we dived into this one last night. But as well as that and the movie, we also went full on old school, and we had about, I don't know, 5 or 6 games of Pro Evolution Soccer 6. I don't want to do Big P dirty, but I'm just going to say undefeated. I'll show you guys a couple of the goals now. I would have loved to share with you the audio that accompanied those goals, but the language was very, shall we say, colourful. The banter was in full flow. Also, there was a lot of unlicensed music in the background. But yeah, just a great night, doing everything, as I say, that you want to be doing in a room like this, and playing Pro Evo, just like the good old days, man. So yeah, really enjoyed it. Definitely paying for it today, but there's loads to be cracking on with. This is very much this week's project. If you watched last week's vlog, you will know I had printers reach out to me that are going to help me get my custom artwork done for the 360 kiosk. This was the original piece of artwork, right? So the Connect artwork, it just kind of slides in there. And then there's a piece of metal that I've got that clips in the top and keeps it there. So this is why I removed it. I think this artwork's terrible. I don't really want this on display in the games room. So I'm going to the printers early tomorrow morning, a meeting with them, and they're going to show me all the designs that they've been working on. We've been going backwards and forwards, and also these pieces here. I'm going to take these out shortly. You can pop these bits of plastic off, and as you can see, these are just white. That's because these are the reverse. I switched them around, and it's very similar artwork to this underneath. It's just more of the same sort of like Connect artwork. But yeah, I can't wait to go and see these guys. They're big retro gamers and collectors themselves. He actually sent me some pictures of his games room. Keep it locked to the Retro Ghetto because we might be touring this gentleman's game room very soon. And from what I've seen, wow, it makes mine look, let's just say, it makes me think I've got work to do myself, right? Looking at how nice this game room is. So hopefully that's something that will be coming to future episodes. But yeah, man, I'm going to make a strong coffee. I don't even drink coffee, but I've got to do something. And I'm probably going to put this away for a few weeks. I almost forgot my charity shop so far this week. So I found a PlayStation 3 controller in my local. I think I paid £2.95 for this, and I think there's, what, £14 trade-in. It looks really clean, so that was a decent find. And I bought these scales, £7. These will live outside in my gym storage. Just a decent thing to have. They caught my eye because they're like the old school ones, right? They're nice. They're not like the modern day ones where you need batteries and all sorts can go wrong, digital. I just thought it was a nice sort of cool, almost retro design, if you like. And I thought it was decent for £7. And when I looked on eBay sold listings, I was proved right. So yeah, nothing special, but a couple of little finds so far. thought working out in the rain would help wake me up a bit. It hasn't.
Retro Ghetto.
Good morning everybody, and I am feeling much rejuvenated after a great night's sleep. That, yeah, I needed it. I realised I'm not in my 20s anymore. It was a great night, but I've become accustomed to dealing with not a lot of sleep, but there's a big difference between not a lot of sleep and no sleep, let me tell you. I was struggling yesterday, but feeling real good now. We're on the way to that printage designing company that I've been telling you guys about. Really excited about this. I've seen some of their work, and I think it's going to be the perfect blend of people that are very good at their craft and also have a strong passion for video games, retro games, collecting. Like I said, I've seen his video game room. I just think it's going to be the perfect match for me, and to get this and maybe some future projects done as well. There's a lot that I'm going to discuss with them today. So yeah, really excited about it, and hopefully I'll be able to show you guys a little bit of a tour of what they do and be able to show you maybe a sneak peek of some of the designs that we're going to be working on going forwards as well. So yeah man, we'll be there in about half an hour. I'll see you when we get there. Look at that for hospitality. Anybody watching, don't invite me anywhere unless I've got personalised parking. So this is an idea for the pieces that sit above the controller. So similar to sort of an arcade setup where you've got the sort of key buttons, button attacks. I think it's a very interesting idea. And it's come from the source material of the original manual. Wow, what a great experience that was. I was in there over 5 hours and I've had an amazing day. There's so much I can't wait to tell you guys and share with you guys about the process, as well as showing you the end product, right? Which when we get back to the 3.0, I'm delighted with how this thing's turning out and can't wait to put it all together on the kiosk itself. It's gonna look even better than I could have imagined. But yeah, so much I want to say about the experience, which we'll discuss when I get back, as I say. On the way back, I decided to call it a Colville. Loads of charity shops here. There's a Fast Cash, which is that pawn shop that does loads of games. There's a CEX here. There's a lot of traffic and noise here, but I've had a lot of success hunting here before, so yeah man, we're going to take a quick look here before we head back. And to be honest, I don't even care if I find anything or not. It's such a great day, and yeah.
Okay, so just come out of CEX empty-handed. There was a game in there that I thought I was going to buy, a Switch game that I've been looking for, picked it up, taken it to the counter, and then I checked on eBay. You can actually buy it brand new from the game collection for £1 less, and I think there's supposed to be like a manual or something inside as well that wasn't with this version, so it makes no sense for me to buy it here. I'll buy that online when I get home. Also, the guy said to me they're taking in a big Mega Drive collection tomorrow, including Streets of Rage 3 that they've actually marked as mint. He said it's the first time they've ever marked a Mega Drive game as mint, so if you're a mint collector, if it's still available, Colville, CEX is home of a mint Streets of Rage 3. Okay, mate, I think they could do that. That bundle will fill up, mate, if it's alright.
Yeah, it's alright. It's when I'm in that position, it's...
Well, I didn't expect that. And what you guys saw, that was just the tip of the iceberg. He had rooms full. He wouldn't let me film up there. He said, do you want to come have a look, but no cameras? I said, yeah. You've never seen anything like it. There's rooms full of boxes and boxes and boxes of the same thing. There'll be boxed Atari Lynx, boxes full of them. Like, I've never seen an inventory like it. I've never seen a plethora. I'm running out of the superlatives. I've never seen so many rare and valuable retro video game pieces in one place, just stored on that level. It was almost like jaw-dropping. I wish I could have filmed it to show it to you, but obviously he said no cameras. But yeah, I'll tell you more about it when I get back and I've gathered my thoughts. But what a day it's been.
Retro Ghetto.
Okay, so little man had been quiet for a while and he wanted to show me this. He's built a road which leads to this structure here. And I was asking him what it was, and it's a charity shop. So he's built himself a Lego charity shop. One of these is me looking at games. That's the cashier. And one of these is him looking at toys. What 5-year-olds are building charity shops? Oh, it's definitely my son, bless him.
As you can see, I'm back in the 3.0 after what has been not only a fantastic day, but a day that's going to live long in my memory. I've sort of spent some time with the fam, I've had some food, and I've been trying to process the day. It's been crazy. So much that I've got to tell you guys. I think the best way for me to do it is just to get into it and start from the start. So I've told you guys that I was going to go and see Kev and his business, the Signage company, which I'd not really done any research on. The only research I needed to know was that Kev was a massive fan of retro video game collecting. He was passionate about the project I wanted to do for my kiosk, and he was happy to help, and he'd reached out. That was all I knew. When I got there, I was blown away by the size of the outfit. These guys are top of their craft. I could see from the moment I walked in by, you know, the size of the multinational companies that they were doing work for, that, yeah, these guys were, like I say, top of their craft, right? They know what they're doing. And the second I pulled up, I had sort of like the VIP treatment. I can't thank Kev and his team enough. From the moment I got there in my own car parking space, had my logo on it, I thought, wow, it's almost, is this for me, right? That's kind of how I felt. And then we walked in, and the first sort of like machine that we got to on the floor was like, I'm just going to apologise now to Kev if you're watching, or anybody else. I don't know the terminology, right? I'm just going to explain it the best way I can through my eyes. So there was like this machine, I think they do laser etching, and they were making me these, so these coasters, retro ghetto coasters. That was the first thing I saw. Yeah, so I've got a couple of these now, which will help protect my Super Nintendo table. From there, I did a tour of the rest of the warehouse, the sort of 2 factories. There's 2 on the industrial estate. And then we went upstairs and we sat with Ian, and shout out to Ian, right? What a wizard this guy is. So Ian was like the designer on this. They had like a loose idea as to what I wanted based on the email chain that we'd had going. But obviously they didn't really know exactly until I sat down with them. So they had like a couple of ideas which were massively tweaked. Also, they didn't know the exact specifications of size, because until I took the originals off my machine and took them to them, they obviously could only work with a loose template. So they inputted all that. We sat for hours sort of getting this exactly right. And like I say, Ian is a wizard. And what I wanted was this to look as if Capcom or Microsoft had made an actual Street Fighter store display kiosk. If they had released one, what would it look like? And that was sort of the motive going into it. And I think we've smashed the brief. If anything, I wanted it to look better, because I wanted less advertising, no sort of like release dates, that kind of stuff. No blurb, right? The things they have to put on, I don't have to put on. And they've exceeded my expectations. This in here, this is the back of it. I don't want to show you it because I'd rather show you in all its glory. I'm going to start putting this on the kiosk after I finish filming this. Wow, honestly, I just can't thank those guys enough. They couldn't do enough to help me, and they've sort of said to me if there's anything else I want, which we've loosely discussed a few things, and this could just be the tip of the iceberg for the things that we could now do in the 3.0. Because let me tell you, if you can conceive it, they can make it. If it can be made out of metal, plastic, with electronics, wiring, LEDs, they can do it, right? They are the people. And as I say, their generosity seemingly knows no bounds. Kev said to me, anything I want, basically, they can accommodate, and I'm very excited about what the future may hold. Not only in terms of projects for myself, Kev showed me some of the pictures of his games room, and I've seen a lot of nice games rooms in my time, both in reality and on YouTube, and this is up there. It's right up there. I don't want to say too much because I'm going to film it. We've agreed I'm going to go to Kev's house. I'm going to film this. This game room needs to be shown to the world. I'm telling you, it makes this look second rate. I need to film this. The world needs to see Kev's game room in all its glory. Like I said, this guy has the access to everything. Anything that you can conceive, he can make it. Everything in there is custom. I'm not going to go into it. We're going to film it. Keep it locked to the Retro Ghetto. A few weeks from now, we're going to be doing a room tour at Kev's, and it's something special. It really is. But yeah, that's all I can say. Is I just want to thank the guys there. They didn't do this for promotion. You know, Kev said to me, don't plug the business, don't promote it. I've got more than enough work on. They're snowed under. He's not done this so that I'll sort of shout them out or, you know, drum business. He does not need that from me. They've got enough business with these huge, like, say, international businesses that I saw them working and making produce for. It was just done from a place of goodwill, and yeah, I keep saying it, but I genuinely can't thank them enough. The hospitality was unparalleled. I've never, in all my life, I don't think, experienced hospitality like that. I genuinely felt like a VIP. And yeah, it was just a fantastic day. I never expected to be in a warehouse for 6 hours, and I certainly never expected to enjoy being in a warehouse for 6 hours, right? And yeah, I could talk all day about all the conversations and stuff that we had, but just watch this space. There's more to come, both in terms of what we do with this room and looking at Kev's room as well. But also, we're going to be getting this stuff put on the kiosk real shortly as well, and I'm so excited to do it. Honestly, I can't wait to put it on. Anyway, there's so much I want to say, so we're going to have to move on. So from there, I decided I was going to go to Colville on the way home. I've had a lot of success in Colville previously. If you watch the vlogs, you'll know. Hunting in charity shops, we found a lot of stuff. There's a CEX there. There's also a pawn shop there. So I thought, right, okay, let's head to Colville on the way home so I can do a bit of hunting. Get my, you know, scratch the hunting itch that I have. Went around all the charity shops, didn't really find anything. Went to the CEX, nothing really in there either. Again, we're going to shout out Kev. He told me that at this fast cash, at this like pawn shop that they have, that if you sort of ask the manager, he has got a personal collection of retro that he doesn't talk about, he doesn't want to show, he doesn't have it up for sale. But if you ask him, he has got some and he will potentially sell you some. So, with that advice, I went in and I sort of like did the wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And you've seen what came out. Right, so he said, what sort of stuff is it? And I said, well, primarily Super Nintendo and Mega Drive. Not expecting crates of Super Nintendo and Mega Drive. So he showed me all this stuff, and I was like, jaw hit the floor moment. Like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Just game after game, heavy hitter, everything you could imagine, nice condition. You've seen the footage. So I sort of pulled out the one Super Nintendo game box that I needed that I didn't already own. I'll show you what that is now. So I picked up Young Merlin on the Super Nintendo. This was the only one that he had that I didn't already have myself. So this is a 1994 top-down sort of adventure game. Very unique in its art style for the Super Nintendo. I don't know much about Young Merlin. I don't know where the origins for this were. I don't know if it was like a cartoon or anything. I'm not sure I agree with the sticker on the front, which says it's more playable than Zelda. I'm not sure that's aged well. But yeah, he did me a great price on this. And again, it's one that I needed. It's complete for my collection. So yeah, Westwood developed game. And so that was that. But then the Mega Drive, the plethora of Mega Drive. There were so many games I wanted. So I made this like pile of 6 or 7. And at this point, I had no concept of what he was going to say in terms of pricing. I was pulling these games out fully expecting to spend a lot of money. I was thinking, wow, this does not happen every day. I was prepared to spend a lot of money on some of these games. So I pulled out 6 or 7 games, and he started like looking online and pricing them up. So I knew I wasn't going to get them for nothing because he was like actively looking up the prices. What I would say is he doesn't really want to sell. He's not actively selling this stuff. This stuff was a collection, it's a passion project. He's openly said, look, I know it's all going up in value. I've been in no rush whatsoever to sell it. So predominantly the prices he gave were on the higher end. And you know me guys, I'm cheap. I like bargains. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to buy as much as I'd hoped for. Streets of Rage 3 was the one that I really wanted. And I was prepared to pay. I wasn't expecting it for 50 quid. I was prepared to pay 3 figures, but he knew it was in mint condition. He knew the manual was untouched. And you know, you're looking at probably £200, and I'm just not in the market to pay the higher end of video games based on condition. You guys know that's not how I collect. So sadly, we weren't able to do as much business as I had hoped when I first saw all this stuff. It's a case of he doesn't want to sell, but everything's got a price, right? So I'm just thankful that he let me see it, but there was a slight tinge of what could have been, right? How many more things I could have bought. I did pick up another game, shout out to Kev once again, that we were talking about today, and that is Mercs. He was telling me how much he loves this game. So this was originally an arcade game, a Capcom game, I believe. It was called Commando, and this then later became Mercs. So this was an early game, 1990 in the arcades. I think this was then ported to Mega Drive in 1991. I mean, you're just big, muscular, 90s looking action movie type guys with flamethrowers and machine guns. And again, I think it's top down. I think it's very similar to Ikari Warriors. It looks like a good time. I've had it on good authority that it's fun, so I was happy to pick this one up. Originally, he only charged me £10 for this. Originally, it didn't have a manual, but then I ended up getting a manual, of which we'll talk about now. So this is where it gets crazy. So I've seen these boxes that you guys have seen on the footage. I've been through it. I've tried to buy more. There's a couple of games I nearly bought. Risky Woods, but he wanted like £30 and it's £20 at CEX. A few others, right? We couldn't quite do the deal because, like I say, he wants top end and I want low end. So anyway, I went to the cash machine, came back, bought Merlin for £20, Mercs for 10. So that's what I picked up. And then he said to me, do you want to see upstairs and have a look at everything? And I said, you're damn right I do. And he said, no cameras. I said, okay. Didn't think much of it. But guys, if you watch these vlogs, you know how much game hunting I do, how many shops I've been to, how many back rooms I've been in, how many collections I've seen over the years. A lot. I've never seen anything like this. Honestly, I'm going to do my best to explain it to you, the insanity that I saw, because obviously I wasn't able to film it. And I could have craftily filmed it, but I'm not going to disrespect the guy like that. He asked me not to, and I want to go back with more money in my pocket when he's maybe a bit more willing to sell. But there's like 2 rooms upstairs. Guys, you've never seen anything like it in your life. I'm talking boxes and boxes, like those boxes that we've seen of just heavy hitters, like whole boxes full. There was one box that was just full of Mario All-Stars Super Nintendo consoles, just one after the other. There must have been 6, and then there was like 3 Star Fox Mario Super Nintendo consoles, and then there was a Panasonic 3DO, and then there was a box of Atari Lynx consoles boxed, like 6 of them in a box, and then there was another box that was just all Game Boy, all Mint, and then there was another box that was just pure GameCube. Guys, it was insane. I can't even begin to tell you everything that I saw. I could struggle to take it in. It was like visual overload. It was like overstimulated. I was just looking around, and all this time there was this tinge of, I wish he was actively selling some of this stuff. If he was like actively selling and he was prepared to do me a deal and do me a good price if I bought loads of it and do me like cheaper than eBay, cheaper than CX, I would have spent a fortune. He's not at that point yet. He doesn't really want to sell it, but it was unreal to see. And then his passion isn't even for console stuff. This isn't even something he loves. He loves the old computers. So, you know, like Amigas, Commodores, all that kind of stuff. I don't know that side of things that well, so I can't even relay some of the things I saw because I don't know the correct names. But there was things that he was telling me like, this is like a debugging kit. This is something which should come in the off-white colour, this computer, this microcomputer, but this one's black because this was a test console, and telling me all this like crazy stuff and the exclusivity and the rarity of it. He had an original Killer Instinct arcade machine in there. There was, I think it was a Star Trek or Star Wars, I can't remember exactly. There was so much stuff. Pinball machine. Like I say, I wish I could just do a quick scan in the room with the camera just so you can get some sort of concept of what was there. I just, honestly, insanity. I didn't know there was things like that in 2023. It just shows you never know what people have got. Because this is just a pawn shop, there's a few modern games, Xbox 360, but for all this stuff to just be sat upstairs, it was insane. It was insane. Over like the next few days, I'm probably going to start, you know, I'll be having my breakfast and I'll be like, oh yeah, remember that other box that was full of whatever it may be. Like, I've never seen a Panasonic 3DO, never mind 4 of them. Honestly, I haven't got the superlatives to tell you what it was like. But like I say, all along there was just this tinge of sadness that I couldn't, because I could have spent hours in there. There was no point in me going for. So one of these boxes, for example, was just full of GameCube. I could have took this box and gone through every single game and picked out 5 or 6 that I really wanted, but there was no point, because like I say, he sort of wanted the higher end of stuff. He doesn't really want to sell it. I don't think he could be bothered really for me keep asking how much things were, because he had to look it up, and yeah, it was clear he didn't want to sell it. He was just sort of showing a fellow enthusiast the stuff he had, and it was crazy. It was really crazy. Like I say, I just wish there was a little bit of footage just so I could sort of give you guys an idea of the scale of it. Like, I've never seen that much high-end stuff. It wasn't just one of everything, there was 10 of everything. There was a box of everything, and there was like, you know, those bags down here, and he's like, oh yeah, I've not been through that yet. And I'd just open a bag and it'd just be full of Mega Drive, and then, you know, yeah, it was just, yeah, what a day. In so many ways, it's been a crazy day. And I've tried my best to relay on camera half of it, because I know for a fact I forgot so much of it to tell you guys now, but I lived it in the moment, right, and I enjoyed it. But I think I've been overstimulated all day, to be honest. It's been one of them kind of days. But yeah, so any other time you walk into a pawn shop and I leave with a Super Nintendo game I need and a Mega Drive game that I actually want to play, you're delighted. I'm happy, but like I said, I'd be lying if there wasn't just this little bit of what could have been. I wanted to leave with Streets of Rage 3, and yeah, maybe one day we'll go back. Maybe one day I'll convince him to let me have a little film upstairs just so I can share with you guys what I've experienced through these eyes today, because it's hard to explain the scale, as I say. So yeah, been a fantastic day. That's an understatement, really. And it's all culminated in this. Like I say, this has worked out better than I could have envisaged. I am going to stop filming now because I want to go and put this on my kiosk, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like. Let's go.
Okay, so it's the moment of truth, right? I'm gonna start putting the new images on here. I just wanted to show you guys where we were at. So these parts here have a PVC plastic film that goes on it, so those bits clip in. So that's what you've always seen. The reason that you've always seen plain white is because the original pieces of this are these. Like, it's so ugly, right? It's just real ugly. Connect related artwork. I mean, I personally don't want that. I understand some people like to keep things stock. I just don't want to be looking at that personally. So we use those as the template, and we are now going to put on the new ones. So like I say, and this was the original. I think I've already showed you guys this, the original main piece that we're going to put on last. We use that today as a size guide. These are parcels I still need to open, by the way. We'll have to get to them later in the vlog. So Ian and the good folks over at the Signage and Display Company wanted to give me a few options, and they sent me away with a few different ones. So this was like similar to the first thing they had. This is sort of almost like you would get on an arcade machine. So it gives you like the basic button layout. So I understand where the thought process was with this. But I just thought from an aesthetic point of view, something a bit cleaner would be better. So that sort of led us to this. But my personal favorite would be these. So these that have got the Street Fighter 4 logo, as well as obviously having Ryu and Ken. A lot went in the positioning to getting these looking like this. So let's get these placed in. So off camera, I'm going to now put the plastic cases back on. Okay, so the first pieces are here now. I think these look brilliant. So I cleaned the front and back of the sort of PVC overlay. Obviously they're slightly scratched over years of use, but it doesn't detract from how good these look. And as I say, they've been cut millimeter perfect, which you would expect from a company of that standing. But yeah, really happy with that. Now it's time for the main event. So I'm going to put the main piece on here. And the next time you see me, this should all be lit up and looking at its best.
Well, you know about retro ghetto, collecting and playing retro. Street Fighter on the Nintendo. I'm a veteran at this, not a pro. Lock into the retro ghetto. Come and have a look around in the ghetto. We got Sonic and Staples Seto. Lock into the retro ghetto. I don't play games with my son PlayStation. Man, I old school like an Atari gamer. Tiger, living with the Tiger Flamer. This shit reality, not like Sega, Dreamcast, Mega Drive, on Master System. N64 and Super Nintendo, we list them. And if man wanna challenge on Tekken, I'll twist them.
There it is. I couldn't be happier. I think it looks so good. Like I say, it was better than I almost envisioned it to be. They've done such a good job. This is something I've been wanting to do. I mean, I've owned this kiosk for 4 or 5 years now. And the day I got it, I always intended to do this. I just never really had the means or the capability to do it, or whenever I asked people, there was always a lot of blockers in place, and it just never happened until the good people reached out to me from the Signage and Display Company, and thanks to Kev and his team reaching out to me, and yeah, I can't thank them enough. I absolutely love it. I turned the light off so that you can see the sort of the Xbox 360 light. There's quite a few other modifications I need to do with this. I need to sort some of the wires out. There's a few other jobs that I've been putting off, which obviously this will now give me the impetus to get them done. And I almost forgot there's more. So they printed off these for me. These are all stickers. Loads of different sizes. From big right to tiny, look. So if I decided I wanted to put some more logos on, if I wanted to put a sticker on the controller, or a sticker on the arm, or a sticker here, or a sticker on here, or a sticker on here, or anywhere, even on this sort of big piece here, to customize it further, obviously I've got the ability to do so now. I'll sort of live with it like this for a couple of days and have a think if it will be overkill or where the stickers will look good. I'll just keep looking at it. Well, having a kiosk don't make me any better at the game. Okay, it's getting very late in the evening. I've spent most of the day hiking up a mountain in the Peak District. I'm done in. I'm not going to moan too much because a heavily pregnant Mrs. Retro Ghetto was able to get herself up and down the mountain, so who am I to moan about being tired, right? But I wanted to get these parcels opened. They've been sat here unopened for too long, so yeah, we're going to get that done now. We're going to dive straight into them. This is a CEX order. It's not a CEX lottery as such because this is cartridge only. Back with the trusty steak knife. It's been absent, right? I've missed it, the steak knife. A mainstay on the channel at this point. Still hasn't worked though. Put a lot of glue on that one. Right, okay, we're in. We are in. Let me just check the price on this one for you guys. Yeah, so this was significantly cheaper at CEX than it was on eBay, even with their new postage prices. So this was £10 and £13 posted. And very well wrapped. If only they wrapped all the boxed games as well as they've wrapped this unboxed one. I'm sure there'll be people out there that know what this is. And that is Top Gear on the Super Nintendo. I was recently fortunate enough to have the box sent to me by Infinity 8. Shout out to you, sir. I was delighted to have this because I picked up Top Gear 2. I thought I'd grab it for the purposes of like showing this. I picked up the wrong one. Top Gear's over there. I'm not getting back up. Like I say, I've been in mountains today. It's probably a hill, to be honest, but at this stage of my life, with my bad knee and everything else, I'm going mountain. But yeah, it's Top Gear. You have to take my word for it. It's down there. Like I say, I've already got Top Gear 2, which leads me to this one, right? It's done on purpose. So now I have both games. Apparently this one is the better one of the two as well, so very happy to have them both. And it's going up in price. When I checked, it was like 60 quid game now. Yeah, not so significantly more expensive than I remembered it to be when I first started collecting for Super Nintendo. Didn't buy it when it was cheaper.
and then sort of led to regret. So yeah, really happy to be able to put that into its box. Once again, shout out to Infinity 8 for helping me out with that one. This next one is a gift. I know because it came with a note. It did have my address on it, so I tore it off prior to this. And the note reads, "Hey buddy, I gave you a rundown in the DMs, so he sent me a message on Instagram. He basically needed to find something to add to his own order, I believe, that got him like free shipping. So he kindly thought of me. And then some information. It just wants to thank me for the content. All the best and congratulations on the new 0.1, i.e. the new little one. Mini Ghetto, did we settle on, right? Ghetto Mini? Maybe we'll know once he's here what name to put to him, but I'm thinking Mini Ghetto. So yeah, we're going to dig into this one now. Let's see. This must be another CEX user, right? Every time you see this now, you know that that person uses CEX. I've got so much of this stuff right now in this room. Never mind in my bin. Right, okay, so it looks like we've got some minifigures in here. Right, okay, so I see what's happened here, because I'm trying to go for a Lego army build, a sort of Roman and ancient Greek and all sorts of like mythological army build. So there's a load of minifigures in here, all sorts going on. There is actually an ancient Roman look. There's some really good stuff in here. These aren't official Lego. I don't think any of these, no, these aren't official Lego, so these won't be able to go into my army. There's some really nice pieces here. And these are definitely things which will help me out when playing with Little Man, because obviously Little Man wants to do most things he sees me doing. So if he sees me building an army of Lego figures, he wants an army of Lego figures. And I can't even get them for myself, and they're getting so expensive. So this will be fantastic. He's going to absolutely be over the moon with some of these. He'll be able to put them in the charity shop that he's built. So it's very kind of you, mate. I really appreciate you sending me these across. Some really nice figures in here. Yeah, look at that. That's like Spartan 300 there. Really, really nice pieces in here, mate. Really appreciate you thinking of me. Yeah, these are awesome. Me and Little Man are going to have so much fun with these. And yeah, once again, massive thank you. When I get these out and built, I'll sort of film them. If we do it before the end of this vlog, you'll be seeing it on screen now. And that just leaves me with one more. Very badly damaged in transit by the looks of it. It was delivered by Every, so no great surprise there. Where have I put my trusty steak knife? Down here. Why am I struggling to get into it when seemingly in transit it got damaged so easily? Right, I think this was an eBay purchase if I remember rightly. So I'm tired, it's like 11:30 for a very long day. But yeah, this was an eBay purchase. Hopefully it's arrived in decent condition inside. Looks well packaged, should be okay. Okay, so this, oh, what? Right, okay, I was worried this might happen. Right, so this was advertised on eBay as box and manual only for Tetris Attack. Tetris Attack is a game I've had my eye on for a little while now. It's come in and out of stock of CEX, but it's become expensive. It's another one that's now over £40, and I do enjoy Tetris, but I don't want to be spending that kind of money on another variation of Tetris. I was somewhat dubious because on eBay it had one picture and it was straight on like that, but it said box and manual, and I can't remember what I got it for. It was something like £13, £14 posted. But now I'm seeing the other angles. Look at that, that's quite a mess, isn't it? Ultimately, I did pay a lot for it. It's a £40-something game, and it does have the manual. What I'll probably have to do with this is iron it and everything. On a future episode, people always ask me for tutorials on sort of getting the best out of boxes. No matter how often I do it on the channel, no matter how often I show the procedure I go through, there's always somebody that asks me what I use to get stickers off or what I do to make the boxes look better. So maybe I'll use this one, or maybe put out a short or something. Let me know in the comment section if you'd like to see like a short on that, and I'll try and do it like from top to bottom within a minute, so I don't keep going over the same thing on these vlogs. But this is definitely one that could benefit from a bit of TLC. But like I say, for the price I paid for it, it's okay. The front of it's decent. Once I get this bit straightened up, put in a box protector, get the game added to that, it'll cost me significantly less than the £40 this sells for complete. So whilst not perfect, it will do, right? And yeah, that's it. So that's the 3 parcels that I had. I'm going to try and get this room tidied up now because I keep looking at how much I love this kiosk. I don't know if you guys are like me. When you get something new in your game room or something you're really happy with or a new project done, I feel like in order to complete it and really enjoy it, I have to get all the surroundings clean. So I feel like I've got to get the whole room clean so I can just take a look and soak in my new artwork on the kiosk. And then what we're going to do probably tomorrow now, I'd like to get to CEX if I've got time because I want to trade in a couple of bits. But I need to clean up quite a few SNES boxes and games that we've had recently, and we're going to do some more interchanging on the Super Nintendo wall as well. So hopefully we'll get all that done tomorrow because there's going to be yet more movements and more Nintendo cardboard getting added to the collection. But yeah, man, I'm going to tidy up and get some sleep. I'll see you all tomorrow. Hi everybody, it's the next day and what an absolutely beautiful day it is. I've run out of time sadly to get to CEX, so we'll be doing that trip early next week on next week's vlog. What I did manage to find time for though, in the 3.0 back up to standard, so we're nice and clean everywhere. Yes, I can now fully appreciate this in all its beauty. Loving it. And before I get into the new additions, clean up the SNES boxes, doing the SNES wall, there's something I've got to check down here. So I watched a pickups video earlier and I saw something about this special edition that I never knew and it blew my tiny mind. So let's have a look. I was told there's a secret compartment somewhere. Oh, hang on. Yo! Right, okay. So I've got a coin and a pack of cards. I've had this collector's edition for years. I never knew about that. That might have to be my new secret stash somewhere Mrs. and Littlefingers won't find. So yeah, man. And I've got to give a big Jim, aka Corbana, whose pickups video I was watching when I saw that. Guys, you need to make sure you're checking out Corbana's channel. I don't think there's anybody on YouTube that has more consistent pickups video than Jim. He puts out pickups videos at such a frenetic pace. This guy must have some collection. But honestly, it's like every week there's like a new pickups video and it's always amazing stuff. And he's finding it in charity shops, he's finding deals at CEX, and yeah, they're always quite long as well, so I always get to sit down and enjoy it. So yeah, make sure you're checking out Corbana's channel. I'll put the link in the description because he's nowhere near got enough subs. Especially the amount of things he's showing, and you know, he's a nice guy as well. So go show some support to Jim. As I say, the link will be in the description below. And yeah, man, I might have to find something off camera to stash in my Fable 3 box. But let's get into this then, shall we? So Mercs can take care of itself. We'll put that in the Mega Drive collection. Tetris Attack, as I've already said, that needs a lot of work. We're going to get to that on another episode. Mortal Kombat is for a giveaway. We're going to be doing that on another episode down the line. Drop Zone's in perfect condition. Shout out to Brad on that one. Top Gear just needs the game going in. Merlin needs a bit of a clean up, and then we're going to get these put onto the SNES wall itself. Okay, so cleaned up young Merlin, got the sticker off, that damage was already there. Cleaned it up a bit, it was never going to be mint, is it, let's be honest, but put it in a box protector, which I've had to borrow from one of these because I still haven't placed an order for some more. Drop Zone's sat in here, as I say, that's a giveaway. This we're going to work on. Now, what do I do with Top Gear, guys? I've got Top Gear and Top Gear 2. Now, do I put them both on the shelf? Do I put one on the shelf? I mean, they're good artwork, but they're quite boring in terms of the colour scheme, right? So I could take Lemmings off, but I think these look better in terms of the artwork, right? It's a difficult one at this point. Young Merlin is not going to find itself in the Super Nintendo War, so we'll put that there. That's taken care of. Top Gear 1 and 2. What do you reckon? Okay, so I've decided to put Top Gear 1 and 2 on here. I like the uniformity of them, and that is a racing section really anyway.
I still kept Lemmings. I put Lemmings there at the expense of SimCity and SimCity 2000. SimCity 2000 didn't sort of cross over well on the Super Nintendo. That was more of a PlayStation 1 stroke PC title. SimCity I love, I put a lot of time into that, but I just think Lemmings are better artwork, more iconic games maybe in some ways. But as always, I love to hear feedback from you guys on the Super Nintendo wall, the comings and the goings. Let me know if you think I made the right decision putting these two here and promoting Top Gear to the wall itself. That is going to pretty much do it. Now this is the point where I usually talk about the week. This week speaks for itself, right? A week that's going to live so long in the memory. The fantastic time I had with Kev over at the Signage company. And then that stunning retro haul that I saw at Fast Cash in Colville. Yeah, just a fantastic week. Not to mention, of course, the kiosk. And there's one more thing I've got to do before I go. Last week I said I'd be giving this away for everyone that told me their favourite memory or thing that's happened thus far on the vlogs. This is now the 31st vlog, so we're 31 weeks into the year for those that are keeping along at home. And the winner of that is on the screen now. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel to be eligible for the giveaways. There's going to be another giveaway next week. And if you enjoyed the content, if you watched this far and for whatever reason you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. And if you want to go that little bit further to support the channel, join the Ghetto Gang. Link will be in the description below. But yeah, man, as always, I just want to give a massive shout out to every single person that watches, that supports the channel. We're going to keep doing this as long as you guys keep watching. There's something very, very big coming in the next couple of weeks. We're going to have a very special vlog. So yeah, keep it locked to the Retro Ghetto. Enjoy your Sunday. I'll see you all real soon. Take care.
Retro Ghetto.
Lock into the Retro Ghetto.